What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own interview of Belle Collective. So we started with Letitia. She's meeting up at Akeisha's office to talk about Fair Street and to see what she knows, what she's connected with, and we're learning the history of the building that she owns. Her great great aunt and great great uncle purchased that building in 1896. Of course, in that time, black people were not allowed to purchase any property, own any land. So her uncle and aunt befriended somebody. When that person passed on the property, it passed to them, and so on and so on. And everything was a plantation at the time. There was even a building that was called the Big House, and that's where her father was born. So it's extremely important to Akeisha that this Fair Street project goes without a hitch. It continues on because while this area was based off the backs of slaves, this was used to oppress them. Now I want to bring it back and use to create wealth. So Akasha, girl, this name, I'm just going to say Keisha. Keisha is just running around the areas of what historical landmark, what building, even the down that Senator Obama came when he came down to eat. And Letitia remembered meeting someone who mentioned that, Dorothy Davis. So Letitia is bored with the history lesson. She's saying, Keisha is acting like she the tour guide of Jackson, Mississippi. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs of everything. I'm this and that. I'm bored. Akeisha, Letitia, you might want to hold off literally because this is the second season you've been on this show and we haven't seen nothing come out of Ferris Street. What have you done to get anything on the ground running with Ferris Street? Right now, Keisha has a leg up with actually having building in Ferris Street. So you might want to let off with the whole history lesson. And basically, it's the excitement of getting everything running for the Fair Street project. And she wanted to bring Marie in. She said, first I'll bring who? Marie. Okay, listen, you can have this conversation with her. You can share what we talked about, but I'm not really fond of having her on as an investor right now because she wants us to establish a working relationship with Letitia, wants to see what Letitia brings as well as what she brings. So before we can invite other people, I want to see where we can start out first. And besides, Marie's temperament, Marie's behavior, I have no idea what's going to be like if I'm literally working with her business wise when there's money involved. I don't know how she's going to react. And right now, Keisha has every right to feel away about Marie's actions because how she saw it firsthand at Letitia's brunch. So basically, I don't know what she could be on. I don't know if she's gonna be respectful. I don't know if she's gonna be level headed because she doesn't fly off the handle. I don't know. We're gonna see from that point. And as far as having the passion for the Fair Street Project, Keisha wants to know if Letitia is about that action as well. I'm a doer. I'm not a talker. I want to see what you're gonna do as well. Marie. Marie meets up at Letitia's office to talk about what happened at the brunch. And of course, Marie does have a lot going on. Her children, her grandchildren, her son. And since she does love Letitia, Letitia is her friend, she has decided to opt out on any future brunches. So Letitia feels a way because for her to disinvite herself to come to my brunch anymore, I realized that my event's not a problem. It's Marie's shady attitude. Now, the purpose of having that brunch was to empower women, talk about their struggles, talk about their story, and she figured Marie will be one of the women who could talk about her story, right? But she said, I really can't be a representation of being empowering other women if there is a whole bunch of shade around me. Now, Marie, nobody shaded you at that event. It all went left when Letitia decided to play that let's say something good about everybody at the table, knowing that you were already feeling away when Latrice walked in. As soon as Latrice walked in with smiles, looking fabulous, your energy changed. Your whole demeanor went left. Okay? You started guzzling down water. You started saying, I can't be fake, pleading the fifth, all this and that. Your energy was already messed up when Latrice walked into the building. Blame that on Letitia decided to play that messy game. And nobody was talking to you, nobody was talking about you. And saying how since I'm the main one that's always ruining her events, I want to leave myself out of the equation. So that way they can't say it was me. But I'm wrong if I say something. I'm wrong if I do say something. I'm wrong if I don't. But at the same point in time, Marie, look at your actions. While you didn't say anything, you still showed the energy that you wanted to say something. I mean, you saying plead the fifth, read all of what we needed to know with your energy. And Letitia felt that Marie was not there for her as a friend, which she wasn't. And it made me upset that you couldn't even settle your differences with Latrice. When I brought her to tell you what part she played in, you wouldn't even let the girl speak because she said she lied. It was lies. Saying she had nothing to do with it, I've lost patience. I've lost employees. But you didn't hear that she did not have anything to do with it. You heard what you wanted to hear and you got mad about it. So since you were not there for me as a friend, I don't know what you expect for me to tell you that, girl, you was wrong the way you handled the trees. You was wrong how you handled my event. I decided to leave. How did the way that I left made a problem for you? Because the way you left, Marie, you got up and say, I can't be fake. I can't be fake. And stormed off. You should have just let Marie stormed off, let her leave, and let Essie follow behind her. Leticia, you made it more of an issue when you came after her and argued with her. So, of course, going back to the rumors that Marie has to deal with. Apparently, everybody, felt how they felt. We were receiving a whole bunch of comments about them their first season. Marie wasn't the only one, but of course, she was the main one that did receive a lot of backlash because of how Marie handled herself the first season. So, she needs to let go. And Letitia did hold her accountable for not owning up her part. While you thinking that you did nothing wrong, your actions reflected differently. And you're not paying attention to how your actions can be perceived a different way. So we see Glenn, he goes over to Mama Faye's house, which is Letitia's mother, to get advice because he's been getting advice from her ever since he was 17 years old. He looks at her as another mother, practically raised him, and that she's a fair person. She will look at both sides. So he went by to wonder how his son was feeling. He said his son's feeling good. He's not really paying attention to about how everything's been going around and how he did have a conversation with Letitia wanted to smooth things over, but it didn't go right. And it's like he's tired of everything being placed on him. He's tired of getting blamed. But if it wasn't for you cheating on your wife, you wouldn't be blamed. So he's really much tired of saying sorry. But Mama Faye tells him, you know she's not about to listen to anything you say unless you put actions behind it. You could say sorry till the cows come home. But unless you put effort, unless you put action behind that, she's not going to listen to you. So talking about the affairs, talking about the baby, and he's just saying, I don't know why I'm not doing that stuff no more. But it's the mindset that he thinks because he wasn't physical with anybody, that it wasn't him cheating. You texting another woman when you repropose to your wife that same night, yeah, that's cheating. You're having an emotional affair with another woman. You're spending time with another woman. You're talking to another woman. You building a relationship with another woman without being physical. That's cheating. Don't bring up family and fiance because we dealt with the same stuff the last episode where two people who had an affair on their spouses did not think it was cheating because they did not sleep with each other yet. We're not doing that. And then letting him know, how would you feel if it was on the other foot? If the teacher did that to you. And he didn't like it. He never thought of it that way. So right now he wants support. He wants for everyone to stop giving her support. Give me support. It's like, bruh, knock, knock, who's there? Why would I stop supporting her to support you when you cheated? What were you thinking you were going to get? You're not going to get a pound in the bag. You're not going to get no. Whose side are you? What? So basically, you need to prove yourself that you will not do this anymore. You need to work on your marriage. So while again receiving great advice, he said, okay, what should I do? I'm supposed to prove myself, but I guess not doing a good job at it. So she said, yeah, you need to do the work so she can forgive you because nothing is free. You can't just keep saying sorry and sorry. And she's saying, okay, no. You can't give someone a time frame on when to get over something because you're done saying sorry. No, it's not going to work like that. So we see Keisha. Keisha and her husband, Willie, they've been together for 10 years. He was a retired football player, but now they're just living their normal life in New Jersey. But she wants to convince him to stay in Jackson. More than just for the duration of the Pharisee project, but live permanently. Now, convincing him is going to be tough because he doesn't want to be moved to Jackson. He believes Jackson is just a country town. There's no movement. It's boring. It's not like city. There's no fast pace. There's no, I can go get a slice of pizza. I can't talk to people. It's not like that down here. So she did hire Sophia, So Gucci, to help him find a house. She's in real estate. He does want to move down here permanently. Everything he knows is in New York, his business, and she really wants to get the Pharisee project off the ground. That's my passion, And he's looking at the money. What we gonna eat? How we gonna eat? How we ate is in New York. We gonna eat here. We're gonna have another source of income coming for Fair Street. So they will be staying there for a while, but she wants to find a permanent solution. He don't want to find a permanent solution. He is only willing to stay for the duration of the Fair Street project, nothing more. But she wants to convince him, maybe sweet talk him into staying longer than he wants to. Because this is a multi-million-dollar project. She wants to stay where her coins are, and everything he knows is in New York. To leave everything that I've left behind to come here, that's the first time I'm going to be home. But like she said, I've been living with you on the West Coast in New York and New Jersey for 10 years. And yes, I do get homesick. But I'm glad you know that as of right now, we're a family. Wherever we go, we're a family. But I would like to come back home. So right now, Keisha is missing home. She's missing Jackson, okay? So, of course, while being on top of the Fair Street Project, I believe that's another, gateway into saying, I want to live here permanently. But he doesn't want to live here permanently. Back to Keisha again. She's looking for a home, so Gucci found her a nice home. It was really nice. And, where am I at? Oh, yeah, she's currently renting a house, but don't know how long they're going to stay. So I guess she seek a better solution, was just to buy a house. But, of course, buying a house is another way of saying we're going to live here permanently. So while he comes to the house, he likes the house, and the house is too small compared to what they live. They live in an 11,000 square foot mansion in New Jersey to come to a 1,200 or 5,000 square foot home. So it is a big adjustment for them. It is. Other than that, the house was nice, but all he wanted to know, I thought this was temporary. This is temporary. This seems like permanent because we don't live in a shed right now. We live in a nice house. Yes, but she doesn't want to rent. She does not want to pay someone else's mortgage. She wants her own place, her own property. She wants space for her children. And yes, it was confusing to hear about the amount of square foot that they lived in. Like, she lived in 11,000 square foot mansion to now come down to a 5,000 square foot. Now listen, I am not above my means of anything. If there's a way for me to live in a 5,000 square foot home, I'm taking it. 2,000 is big for me and my kids and my husband. I would love that as well. But of course, all this is just a ruse for him to buy a house and to stay in Jackson. But he doesn't want to stay in Jackson. I thought the duration of this was to stay temporary for the Fair Street. It is, but she wants to stay permanently. He doesn't want to stay permanently. But like she said, I have always flew my family down to Jersey for holidays, weekends, birthdays. I want them to, be next door. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to be in Jackson for the holidays. I want to be able to be in Jackson for birthdays, events, and everything. It wouldn't be fair. And I believe that Willie should compromise on understanding how Akasha still feels connected to her home, connected to where she came from, to give her that understanding. I mean, it wouldn't be wrong to buy property in Jackson, but I understand that he is not ready for the country life. He doesn't want it. But she doesn't want to let this project go. Like, my kids would love it here. They're getting out of the third. But I don't know. Will he change his mind? He will. He might not. But I don't know. I want him to be a little bit more open-minded. Because like she said, I've lived in New Jersey for the last 10 years with you without hesitation. My family travels there. I would like for it to be on my turf, on my home base, where I'm seeing my family more than when I'm seeing them than just the holidays. My kids can know where they came from. They can know their history, their roots. We're going to see more where that came from. We're going to. Latrice. Latrice trying to teach her employees how to decipher between pricing bundles and individual bundles. And Essie comes in. Now, Latrice said, I'm trying to close out the store. And I start smelling white diamonds. And here comes Essie with a mess. Child, I died. So they sit down and talk. And they both have kind of a bickering going back and forth, right? Because she said, I hear you guys are dabbling in the hair industry. She said, oh, no, we've already dabbled in it. We're both licensed cosmetologists. Essie, I can tell you are because your pixie cut always stays neat. It stays lined up. It stays curled. But Marie, I don't know if her license has been revoked or she hasn't tapped into anything, but she ain't been doing good with her cosmetology license. She's been wearing these ugly white wigs, and I don't like it whatsoever. So again, just bickering how, okay, well, y'all got some hair, but it's not goddess. Because they have a luxury hairline called Zuri, and it's not goddess, though. Well, girl, we in Dogwood, you in the hood. Okay, that's fine, honey. I'm worldwide. Shout out to Candy. So she definitely felt that she was coming down her location because she in the hood. But girl, maybe that's where I want to be. But I'm still selling out hair left and right. What you got? So then they said, let's stop arguing. I came to have a serious conversation. I'm letting you know that it got back to us that you went to the streets and talked about Marie. Now, you might not have did the stabbing, but your hand was on the knife. So insinuating that it was Latrice who led the entire brigade of everybody attacking Marie. That's how all the blogs was alleging her of committing Medicaid fraud. While the allegations were false, they felt the backlash of losing patients and employees over it. So Latrice had a conversation with a woman wanting to get information on Marie and Letitia. Now she's saying not Letitia, but Marie. She admitted, yeah, I said it. I said it. But like she said, at that time I was defending Letitia because Letitia was my friend. So if anybody wants to come to me and tell me they got some information on somebody and there's somebody that I'm not caring for, I'm not going to stop them. But there is someone else that I wanted to say, don't do it. Leave her alone. Leave her out of it. And she didn't feel obligated to defend Marie because Marie hasn't been someone to defend. I haven't felt nothing of genuine of Marie, nothing of compassion of Marie. So I don't owe her anything. I don't owe her a heads up and say there's somebody else coming to me saying they got some information about you. I should give you a heads up. No, she did that to Letitia because she felt Letitia was more of a friend to her. So basically, Marie means nothing to me. Essie said, how could a black woman mean nothing to you? Not the fact that she's not of importance because she is, but to me in my life, she doesn't mean nothing to me. I don't care about what Marie do. I don't care what is said about her. I don't. So obviously it did hurt Essie, it did hurt Marie, but we have to look at the beginning. What led to the man or anybody else talking about Marie was based off of Marie's actions on TV. Marie needs accountability to how she introduced herself on reality TV, which led to a lot of people coming out and speaking negatively about her, which led to other people digging up information about her, which happens on reality TV. You opened yourself to get read. You open yourself to get opinions. You open yourself to get criticized. And again, she know how hard it is because in social media, women of today's society has to make it in business. We have to be taken seriously. So I can understand how hard it is right now. I really do. Right now, there's another opportunity for Marie and Latrice to come together and have a conversation. She's saying, okay, cool. Because right now we're talking about Marie suffering health-wise. She has lupus. Stress is not good enough for her. And Essie has lupus. So we really should not have this on us right now. So going through what Marie's going through, Latrice does feel compassion for her. And I'm hopeful to have a conversation. But you just never know what you're going to get with Marie. Well, I can definitely have a conversation. I just never know where she at. So having another conversation, let's move forward. We are black when we need to be together. Letitia, Glenn is coming over to apologize and that they can move forward, this and that and the third. But Letitia had an agenda when she came that day. She came dressed in her mesh leopard bodysuit, showing Glenn what he's missing out on, which needs to work to get back. Okay, she knew what she was doing when she wanted to dress up that day. And Glenn was mesmerized. He couldn't focus and concentrate about how beautiful she looked in her outfit. And basically trying to do his part. Ask her about her enterprise. Ask about what she's doing, how she's doing, this and that and the third. And thank you for asking. And she got a glow about herself. Ain't no glow. I'm just being me. I'm being happy. Trying to make it seem as if she ain't got no man. We don't know that. So Glenn has been going to therapy. And she's missed the last 2 sessions. 3 sessions, I believe. And he wondered why she wasn't there. But she said, for what? For you to listen and play victim? For you to say, oh, it wasn't me, it was this? Why I gotta go there and listen? You should go ahead and do what you need to do. Better yourself to be a better man, a better husband. So the fact that he is apologizing, he is saying sorry, he's doing all the actions. This is all she's felt before. This is all she's done before, okay? And you want credit for saying you did it. You want credit for saying you sorry. You want that to fix it, but it doesn't fix anything. He wants to hurry up and get back to her good graces and be forgiven. Like I said, doing everything right, showing up, be supportive, but you've done this before. I'm seeing patterns. You've apologized, you say you're sorry, and again, time after time. How am I supposed to trust you? Are you playing? Are you for real? Because I've seen you do this before. I thought we were past things and then we weren't. So he made mistakes. He lets her know. But when am I going to not have to apologize for it? When you stop doing it. Now come to find out when he was over the road or over the ocean in that tugboat, whatever he's in, he will feel lonely. So she's saying, you want me to give you credit for being honest at the fact you felt lonely and then not call your wife? Read a book if you feel lonely. Like, listen, I'm a trucker's wife, and my husband goes over the road weeks at a time, and We have conversations practically every single day. I don't feel no sense that my husband's out there doing what he's not supposed to be doing. And I'm getting reassured every time because I have trust in my relationship. Letitia does not trust Glenn. Doesn't trust him. And the fact that you are using you being over the road, over the ocean, speaking to different women, gives you a leg up that you'll never see those women again. Please. Apparently got back that you had an affair. So basically, like, if I'm not giving you enough attention, that you don't need to be with me. You need to understand it's a privilege to be with me. I cannot fall right back into bed with you with all the promises and sweet nothings you give me. So she's sticking up for herself, but we all know sticking up for herself only means that she's just showing out for the cameras and showing that she did stick up for herself and that she's going to go right back. She only held out for so long for us to give her positive feedback, be on her side, but she's going to take him back anyway. And basically, it's the cycle. It's a cycle. I'm afraid to fall back in love with you. I'm afraid to love you. This and that and the third. And Glenn is just tired of saying sorry. But if you really want your family back, you shouldn't be tired of saying sorry. You should work on it so you don't have to be sorry again. You should literally use every single day to work on your marriage. Anything that she wants, just do. Anything she asks of you, just do. No complaining. No this and that. She's running from pain. You running to pleasure. And affairs and all that type of stuff. Like basically, just a cycle. I miss you, I love you, I'm back, this and that, I fuck up, this and that, and the third. He just wants one more chance. Give me a date. Just one day, and I can prove it. It's one day. She's caught between two emotions. I'm 90% ready to be done. When I'm in his presence, I'm 90% ready to get back with him. And I understand that, but she's let it be known. I am not the 17-year-old girl anymore. I'm not that teenager head over heels in love. I'm a grown woman now. And I have a lot more requirements that you need to upheld to. Get your shit together, bro. So he's pleading and pleading. And then he hits her with the gut punch. The son. Their son. How I miss my son. You guys are my life. That's an emotional soft spot for her that he used. I'm so afraid you're going to hurt me again. So again, knowing where this is going. But she agreed on one date. And they're going to work on baby steps. Baby steps. Letitia, that dress, something's telling me you went home with him that night. But I feel like that wasn't to say we're back together. That was just for you to get some. And then have him still work on it. But I see you. But y'all, that was pretty much it. That's all the episode I have. Please enjoy this video. I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.